Hello, hello. Mike here. First things first, we finally settled on a date for Woodpecker Cold Email Camp. The event is going to take place from 12th to 16th of September 2022. So if you hesitated to apply, you still have time to do it. The reason we waited so long is actually quite important. You see, we really wanted to be sure that the workshops are going to be led by top sales experts. You know how hard it is to pick a date that will work for everybody. And yes, this means that we finally confirmed the experts. Trust me, you should be as excited as everybody here at Woodpecker.
So when I first heard that he will be here, I was like, damn, because all my years here, what I'm trying to develop as a BDR, I'm constantly trying to learn from the best. And I've been numerous times on his webinars, and the fact that I'll be able to speak more closely with the dude himself, with the man himself, is just awesome.
At first I was shocked and couldn't believe that. I love his content because it's always well prepared and sorted out. And what's the best is that my emails finally get response.
He has great content. I really love his dog. What I think is really catchy is his music in his videos. He always has some inspirational tunes.
When I've learned Sandra has a great person to be the leading workshop coach here in Wrocław, I was very excited because we needed someone who's a practitioner, who does outbound sales on a daily basis, and that's that person. He helps B2B companies create sales processes, great cold email campaigns on a daily basis. He's from the UK, and I was really excited when he agreed to be the leading coach.
And also, the other speaker, is just solid lineup. The one would be already a complete banger. But with the second one, me personally, I've tested so much of his stuff in practice, and I just know that it works. And I'm just so delighted to see him here. That will be a firehouse. That will be a real powerhouse.
He is also really inspiring, and I really like seeing his posts on my feed, because every time I read his post, I just rethink my whole strategy in my whole campaign. So I'm really glad that he will join the camp.
You're probably waiting for some names. Well, the workshop lead is going to be Jared Burke of Parachute.
Hi everyone, hope you're well. When I first heard about cold emailing and started to implement it into my agency years ago, I was in a sea of information. There are so many different little particular areas about the cold emailing process to be successful that it can be a lot to handle. Now, I spent countless hours going through information across the internet, forums, help, talking to people, trying to discover the specific answers to particular questions that I needed to get answered. Now, as you know, Woodpecker's putting on the first ever cold email camp this September in Warsaw. Now, this is a huge opportunity for us to exchange information, to learn from one another, and for 5 international teams, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to come down and learn information that they can implement into their day-to-day sales prospecting operations. Now, we love cold email with Parachute, and we're so happy to be a part of the project. And look, stay tuned, because I have a feeling it's gonna get pretty wild.
But Jared isn't the only person who's gonna lend you their brain. You'll also get the chance to learn from Jason Bay of Blissful Prospecting.
Hey, what's going on? Jason Bay here. I'm super excited to participate in the cold email camp with Woodpecker. I'm going to be talking about follow-ups. So if you've ever sent a cold email, you know that statistically, you're sort of destined for failure, right? The typical cold email, according to Clearbit, has less than a 1% reply rate. Most of the time when I'm working with teams, it's oftentimes below 2 or 3%. Well, what I'm going to talk about mostly is the follow-up piece. So after you sent that first email, if you don't get a response, or perhaps it doesn't get open, how can I follow up then again 2, 3, 4, 5 more times without recycling the same content, without being pestering or needy or looking like you need the sale too much? And lastly, how can we get creative? So come check it out. Looking forward to seeing you.
And there's one more gentleman.
I have a question for you. How many sales messages did you see yesterday? In your inbox, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the internet, billboards, park benches, radio, TV? If you live in a major city, the answer is 4,000. Next question, how many of those messages did you respond to? How many do you even remember? If you're like most people, the answer is none. That's the challenge. When you send a cold email, you are competing with 4,000 sales messages, 100 to 200 in the inbox alone. So to stand out, you can't be yet another white vanilla scoop in a sea of white vanilla scoop cold emails. You've got to be the pistachio scoop. You have to be meaningfully different. That's exactly what I'm going to be showing you in this cold email workshop with Woodpecker in September. Look, I'm not Yoda. I'm not going to teach you the force that will command people to respond to your emails, but I will share with you some approaches and ways of thinking and copywriting techniques that will stack the odds in your favor for inviting your prospects to care and motivate them to want to learn more. I am looking forward to working with you in September.
Yep, it's Josh Braun, the Josh Braun, the ditch the pitch guy. Oh, and I've been holding something back. One reaction video from Woodpecker employees. Here it is.
Yeah, so for the camp to be the real value, we need really top-notch experts, and we knew right away who we wanted to be the experts. We had 2 names on our board, and we decided to talk to them and reach out and just, check if they were interested. So the first name was Josh Braun, and for me he's like the person who teaches about cold emailing, cold outreach, cold calling in the way that is totally unique. I was following his content since like 2015 when we created Woodpecker, and I remember that we were doing this ebook with 15 templates, like cold email templates you can use to get leads, and his template is number 2 in the PDF, like in the ebook. You can actually check that if you want. Actually, I asked Matt to help me reach out to Josh. We decided to record a short video that we sent to Josh on LinkedIn. He responded. I mean, like this was really great, and I remember that. Then I wanted to talk to him, to talk about details. We exchanged some emails. And then I had a call with him, which was the greatest chat ever. He's like the kindest human being I've ever known, and a great professional and expert in the field.
This cast of experts is going to be supported by Woodpecker's own team. And we've been in business long enough to know a thing or two about cold emailing. Would you like to learn from all these people and create your own outbound sales process? Here's the thing. The application process is still open. For the past weeks, we've been hard at work watching and reading applications of those who already applied. But we crave for more. If you haven't made the decision yet, this is the sign you were waiting for. You still have a chance. Do you want to learn from top sales experts? Do you want to spend a week in Poland with all expenses paid? Yeah, I thought so. I would apply myself if I wasn't already here. I want to leave you with this one tip for your application video. Be yourself and tell us your story.